one.
Well, the world has still gone nutty, buddy, even downright cruddy, buddy. Wish I missed the past, buddy, but there's still Buddycast. No, don't be naughty, go meet everybody here on Buddycast.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the founder and host of Buddycast, Nick Sorensen.
Welcome, buddies, to another episode of everybody's favorite show, Buddycast. I'm your host, Nick Sorensen. Joining me today is a new buddy of mine, a great business owner right here in Erie, Pennsylvania, my buddy, Christine. How you doing, Christine?
Hi, good. How are you?
Doing fantastic. Happy to have you on the show tonight.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I'm excited.
We're just as excited. Now, Christine, I got a question. The Preppy Pickle. Tell our viewers the story behind it.
So, honestly, my story started with a hair bow. I worked in human resources back in the day, and I went on maternity leave. I had a little girl. I was bored. I went on YouTube. I taught myself how to make a hair bow, truthfully, from YouTube. And then I'm from the South. We have a saying, the bigger the hair bow, the closer to heaven. So I just wanted to make lots of hair bows, and then it kind of grew from there. Like, we went from hair bows, and I actually ended up having a son, and we grew to t-shirts and bow ties and really anything you can think of.
Nice. And when did that inspire you to start a business, to go into business?
So I moved here about 8 years ago, and I kind of looked at our community, and I definitely have competitors, but nothing that really provides the customer service that we do at the Preppy Pickle, and especially the interaction. You can be as involved or not involved as you would like. So you can come in with an idea. I mean, really anything from a corporate logo to a birthday shirt to baby announcements. I mean, we can, family reunions, we can do really anything you can think of. So I definitely targeted and realized, Erie doesn't have that little part of business. So I was excited to scoop it up.
Nice. Now, for our buddies out there that maybe aren't familiar with the business, aren't from the Erie area, could you tell us about some of the services you provide, like your custom embroidery?
Yeah. So we do custom embroidery, and we actually have expanded our embroidery side. We just purchased a 3-headed Racoma embroidery machine, which has just cut our lead times. It's crazy. But we also offer laser engraving, silk screening, heat transfer vinyl, and also vinyl as well, or vinyl decals. So we try to make it like a one-stop shop.
Love it. What about your location at the Colony Plaza? How much does that mean to you?
Absolutely everything. I really truly believe I would not be where my business is without being in the Colony Plaza. The Colony Plaza is actually the oldest owned plaza in Erie PA. So of 30 plus shops within that plaza were all locally owned. A lot of them are women, and not that means anything, but it's just really cool. It's a cool location. We're by the peninsula. I have a lot of support within the plaza, so it's amazing. Like I really truly would not be there without the traffic. So I'm blessed.
It is a nice little community that you have there of business owners. It really, I mean, you have everything.
We learn and grow from each other. I mean, that's how we all, that's what you do.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you
Definitely.
almost have everything. That you have an insurance agency, you have an educational store, you have a restaurant, you
Yeah.
have it all down
Yeah.
there.
Yes. Yeah. And I'm actually blessed. I'm very, very lucky. I work very closely with the pizza shop and the Colony Pub and Grill, and I do all of their embroidery and silk screening for their companies. So I'm very lucky to have their business as well.
That's awesome. Could you tell us about some more notable clients that you have, people that you've done work
Um,
for?
I mean, it's crazy to think about, and I mean, I have to be honest. I'm lucky to do a lot of the local businesses or restaurants, excuse me, in town. Like I just said, the Colony Pub and Grill, the Cork, which they fall under, Molly Brannigan, Skunk and Goat, You Pick Six, all of their branches. It's amazing. But I hate to just, throw names out because each individual person has made me who I am today. So from the one-offs of a birthday shirt down to my corporate business. I mean, I can't say thank you enough. Everybody has made me who I am today. So I thank everyone. To me, they're all important and absolutely have made my business what it is now.
What would a business be without customer impact, you know?
Right. I mean, truthfully, and I love being a small piece of even, just all of it. I love being out and being able to be like, I made that, or you know what I mean? Like even just a small piece of a baby announcement or somebody's first birthday. Like it's just, special moments. It's near and dear to my heart. So I love it.
Aw. Could you give us a story about a time like a customer really had an impact from your services? Like you were truly thankful for something you did for them?
I will actually say I have a lot of stories that I could tell. One really does stand out for me. I had a woman come in and her father-in-law had passed away. Um, he always wore these two nautical belts, always. And there were a lot of siblings and grandkids. And very long story short, she trusted me with these two belts that her father-in-law wore, and we made personalized keychains out of them. And it's something that she actually came back and was like, this could never be replaced. This is something that's, irreplaceable. I mean, it's just perfect. It's priceless, and you don't get to say that a lot of times in your job. So that's one story that truly sticks out among many. I mean, like I said, I'm very lucky to be part of a lot of different small, important
Truly,
situations.
truly, a story like that was truly impacting because you never know something that meaningful just to make
Right.
one detail to it, you know?
Yeah. Just that one little detail. And I always make a funny little joke, and it's, sometimes it's serious on a situation like that where there really is only one in the world. But I'm always like, you can't go wrong with anything personalized as long as you don't spell the name wrong, and we try to make sure we get that proofed and make sure it's right.
Mhm, mhm. Could you take us through the embroidery process, like what it all entails and everything?
So a lot of people think we just throw it on the machine, and it's really not the case. I'll be honest with you. I have, like I said, we're up to 6 embroidery machines. My first embroidery machine I purchased when my son was born in 2013. And every Wednesday night, I sat with the owner of Bernina, the shop that I bought it from, and with my son in his car seat, and she trained me on how to use the machine. And there's a whole other side of designing. So it's not just, can you throw it on the machine? No, I can't. It's a whole thing. And then we go as far at the Preppy Pickle, we actually interact with our customers back and forth to make sure we have spelled everything right. You do like the size, we are doing it correctly, and once we get that verbal confirmation, that's when it goes to the machine. So there's a lot that leads up to it. And, we're dedicated to, being present and watching and making sure, because it is a machine at the end of the day and they do malfunction. So, we're present and making sure that it is running properly, and we watch it, and a stitch, even an embroidery, just a monogram, it's not 10 minutes. It takes time. There's a lot that goes into embroidery. People just don't even know.
It does take time. What are your protocols if something does malfunction, if something does start to go wrong? What do you do in that time period?
Well, it's funny because I've had people say I could be in the middle of a conversation and I hear one little click and I'm like, hold on. And I can run and tell something's wrong. And so actually my employees are also learning as well. But if something is to go wrong, if we were to damage an issue or an item, or we were to have an issue, I believe in honesty. We're very open and communicative with the client. A lot of times we pray and just, God willing, we do it correctly and everything's fine. And if not, I take responsibility and we replace the item.
Honesty is the best policy. Absolutely. And you're right. I always say I'd rather be hated for the truth than loved for a lie. I'd rather be hated because, if someone gets mad at you because, hey, here's what happened. We're terribly sorry. It just happens, rather than, I don't know what happened. I just looked over. All of a sudden, this happened,
Exactly. Yeah. You can't. No. You're not going to get far in a business if you're lying.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. You'd rather be hated because it builds trust too. It builds trust that, hey, this happened. I'm taking full responsibility for it. Yeah. I'm not going to lie and say, try to act like this is some mistake or something. It's just what happened.
Own it, and consequences, move forward and fix it and keep going.
So we've touched a little bit on this, but what does it mean to you personally, owning a small business and having the community support? Because I'm seeing a lot of support just from the comments here alone.
Oh yeah. Well, it's my life. It's everything to me. I mean, it's a dream of mine. I never thought would come true. I just, like I said in the beginning, I love being a part of the special moments. I love being a part of the commercial side. I love, it is just, I love being a part of our community. I love to work with our community. I love to, support and put myself out there. I genuinely, no day's ever the same. It's always different. It's always, a different project or a different situation. Somebody's getting married, again, it's fun, and it's just a really special, unique job. I love it. I mean, it's truly my dream come true. It really is.
That's the beauty. No day is the same day, that's what makes the job fun. When you have days where it's one thing after the other, like it's something new every day, rather than just go in and same thing after the same thing after the same thing after the same thing.
Yeah, definitely.
And what does the Erie community mean to you? You touched a little bit on that last answer, but how much does the Erie community mean to you, being here in Erie, PA?
I mean, honestly, it's our home. It's my children and I, we live here. We have planted roots here. We have no intentions of leaving. And, we make it a point to actually support local customers in general, but especially ones that support us. We're a team. It's not just me. We're all trying, and especially with COVID, and we're blessed to have made it as far as we have, but it's very important to me, one, that this is where I live. This is where I'm raising my children. I don't have family here, but I certainly have a lot of friends and loved ones that are like family. And, I cherish this town, and I love to see the growth and new community or new small businesses come in. And I just love to see our community grow and support each other. Truthfully, supporting each other is, I think, just the biggest thing that blesses my heart.
Truly beautiful. And you're right. Erie is that community. Erie is that community that's always there for you no matter what. You
Yeah.
brought up you brought up something though I want to talk about real quick. The impact of COVID-19, that had a lot of impact on small businesses, especially, when things were really shut down, when you were forced. How did you adapt during COVID? Like, what were some things you did personally?
So I'll be honest, I will tell you, I actually moved my store from one end of the Colony Plaza to the complete opposite end. And I opened it 3 days before COVID hit. So I was all excited. And then all of a sudden I got shut down and I found out I was a non essential worker. And I'm like, how can monogramming be non essential? And long story short, face masks obviously became the norm. And I thought, if you have to wear a face mask, why not personalize it?
Ooh.
Make it cute. Put your logo on it. Your employees have to wear it. I have to wear it. My kids had to wear it. They were wearing the Preppy Pickle. You know what I mean? Like, you're just really, at that point, you were a walking billboard. So we got into sewing masks and, personalizing them, and actually brought on an employee who works for me today. She was a seamstress and came on and is now my executive assistant. So it's been, I don't want to say COVID was necessarily a blessing, but that is how we made it through.
You found the blessings through it. You found
Right.
the way through it.
Yes.
Love it.
Definitely.
Love it. So where can we learn more about the Preppy Pickle?
So obviously we have our website, which is the preppypickleerie.com. We are also on Facebook and Instagram. But make sure you do put Erie at the end, because as crazy as this is, there is a woman in Alaska who has the exact same name as me, and she does the exact same thing as me, which the chances are 1 in a million. So the Preppy Pickle Erie is who I am. And like I said, that's our website, and then also Facebook and Instagram.
The preppypickleerie.com. Remember the Erie, folks. Remember the Erie.
Remember the Erie, please. Yes. Yes.
So, buddy, I have 2 more questions for you.
Okay.
Right now. The first one is what was brought to us by our buddy Jonas Kane at #Positivity. He wants to know, in your own words, what does it mean to be someone's buddy?
Well, to be someone's buddy, I think, is 100% special. You don't just pick somebody up off the street and, well, you know what, even maybe you can. That's not true. You could actually find a buddy off the street. But I do feel it's being a genuine, loving human being that supports one another and loves you, and the good and the bad and the right and the wrong. And together you grow together as buddies and you learn from each other.
Love it. Love it. You're right. You can pick up a buddy from anywhere, but it's about developing the buddy.
It really is. It's about learning from each other and developing and growing. And yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm. And please know, you're not a guest on this show. You're a buddy.
We're buddies. So. We're buddies, Nick. You're my new buddy.
Yep. Absolutely. So, buddy, we've come to the final question, which is the ultimate Buddycast buddy question. You ready for this one?
I'm ready.
For anyone out there who wants to open their own small business, what's your advice to them?
The best advice I can give you is, this is not as easy as it looks. Do your research. Do not be afraid to ask for help. That was one thing. I thought I knew what I was doing. I knew how to embroider. How hard could it be to run a business? It's hard. There's a lot behind it. And I'm happy to, guide anyone. If they ever have questions, please don't hesitate to contact me. I'll be happy to help you. But truthfully, it's honestly just learning from others, asking for help, following, I don't want to say there's procedures, because you really don't know what you're getting into. I mean, there's a lot depending on the businesses. I wouldn't be the best to ask about a food business because I don't know, but a retail store, I would be happy to help anyone I could, or even put you in contact with somebody that does do food. But definitely ask for help, and find a great accountant. That is my biggest thing. Find a great, trustful accountant.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful advice. Ask for help, find an accountant, and follow your dream.
Amen. 100% follow your dream. Don't let things discourage you, because let me tell you, the Preppy Pickle is not what I thought it was going to be when I originally opened it. And Erie has molded me into what made me fit. And I love it. And like I said, no day's ever the same. So I'm blessed for it. But yeah, don't quit. Just ask for help, ask for guidance. There's lots of people, organizations that are out there to help you.
Help will be given when needed.
Yep, absolutely.
Well, Buddy, thank you so much for stopping on Buddycast to promote your business. I certainly learned a lot. Sounds like a great business. I can't wait to see it in person one day.
Yes. I can't wait to see you as well. And thank you so much for having me. I really genuinely appreciate it. Thank you.
Anytime. You're welcome back on this show anytime. Anytime you have something to promote, just let me know.
Okay. All right. Will do. Thank you.
Before we close out this episode, I have one favor to ask you, though.
Yes.
Whatever you do today, tomorrow, next week, next month, or next year, please promise me you'll go and be someone's buddy.
I promise. I love that. I absolutely promise.
Okay,
Definitely.
I'm holding you to it.
All right. Please do.
For all my buddies out there, this is my buddy Christine from the Preppy Pickle. Please check out their business. Check out their website. Please, like I say, go be someone's buddy. I'm your host, Nick Sorensen. Thank you for another episode of Buddycast. Go be someone's buddy. We'll catch you next time on everybody's favorite show.
Well, the days are going fast. Buddy, we've got to make them last. Buddy, before they've all gone past. Buddy, tune in to Buddycast. No, don't be none, it can make it, buddy, here on Buddycast.